told when they asked about services that may be necessary if you have an influx of people, Richard, they were told that's not our problem. Our problem is to find accommodation. It's the other departments of the government must look at health, education, and all of that.
And that would seem to be the way here too, that the Department of Education here have identified this site, the HSE owned the land. Now, they made the point, the department, that, because I was saying, what happens in 3 or 4 years' time if say, things stop in the Ukraine and people decided to move back to the Ukraine? What would happen to these rapid build homes then? Now, she said these homes are possible to be actually lifted up, back up on a truck and taken away someplace else, that they wouldn't meet the standards for housing, would say, Irish people, which was a strange remark in itself, I suppose. Apparently these houses will be delivered to the site early in the new year by trucks. You know, they'll be dropped off, they'll be ready built, and they could equally be taken away to someplace else. And I think it's something like 3 years. But it's just hard to have much faith in all of that, because it's easy to say all this, like, you know, you've no guarantee.
Would you just go back on what you said to me there? I find that incredible. They're saying that the quality wouldn't be good enough to house Irish people.
No, whether it was a slip of the tongue or something, but you see, I was making the point, is the case going to be that if the people going into these went back to the Ukraine in 2 or 3 years' time, what happens to these houses then? Who gets them, you know? And she was saying they won't be suitable for, we'd say, Irish citizens. Now, we can it's to find out what that means.
That's incredible.
It is now. Now, whether they'd still say that this morning, but that's what was said.
Because we were told initially that these houses would have a lifespan of 60 years or so initially. You know?
Yeah. Now, who might be on later on, which while I was in the room, there was Deputy Matthew McGrath and Deputy Mark Brown happened to be there at the time I was there. And Deputy McGrath happened to be with me when we were talking to the official when they said that. So, you know, if he's on there later on, just to see, was that his interpretation of what was actually said. But I was surprised at that, because that is what people have in their minds, like what will happen to these houses afterwards.
I thought it would just go into housing stock, Richie.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm just looking at this leaflet again that they came out. Yeah, they say that the maximum lifespan is 60 years.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I'm just going down to the leaflet now. Now it's saying, as it goes down, use of rapid build units to temporarily house people fleeing the Ukraine. This allows the government to pilot this type of accommodation. It will be possible then to see if the units are suitable for social housing, student accommodation, or for other uses. That was actually on the leaflet. But the department representative said that wouldn't be for Irish people. So there's a lot of questions there, Fran, I suppose, really.
It's very strange, and particularly when you take into account the cost of this.
It's phenomenal. I mean, and you see, you can never find out, is it that the EU are giving the money to the government to do all of this? Now, she did say that these houses are being built in Ireland, wherever they are being built, you know, that they were being Irish built. You know, I thought originally they were saying they were bringing them in from abroad, but there's massive cost to this. Even preparing the site is going to cost thousands and thousands of euros. You know, there's huge work going on there. At present, anybody can see it as they're driving up the N24. But I think there is a lot of unrest in the town. You know, people might be coming out strongly saying, but the biggest fear people have is that